Check out today's video for the top 10 excuses people use for overspending. What's up, everyone? Thank you for stopping by the Achieve Financial Coaching channel, where we believe in breaking the chains of debt and talking about all things that are related to personal finance and our personal finance journey. My name is Kenny Simon. I am your personal finance coach, and today I want to touch on the reasons, really the excuses, on why we overspend. Look, we all have reasons that we spend more money than we should. We're triggered by different things. I don't know what yours may be, but I know we all have something in our lives that we overspend on. Maybe something small, maybe something big. Today I want to talk about 10 reasons that get underneath why we do those things, and maybe you'll find a reason or two or five on why you overspend on what you overspend on. So check out today's video, share this video with some friends, subscribe to the channel, like the video, and drop a comment. Let's get started. So in this video, we are talking about the top excuses people make for overspending, spending way too much money. And I want to start with a single quote. I love these quotes. It gives you something to think about. This one is a Swedish proverb that says, "He who buys what he does not need steals from himself." Couldn't agree more. So let's get into this. The first topic I want to talk about, or the first reason for overspending, is peer pressure. Going along with the crowd, or just trying to keep up with trends or keep up with the Joneses. Puff Daddy once said, "Forget the Joneses, people trying to keep up with the Combses," if you know who Puff Daddy is. Anyway, there's some interesting studies out there that talk about why people just go along with peer pressure. And one of the studies show that people have, people will actually behave against their own beliefs and common sense when they are in groups. So there's some interesting dynamics with group behavior there. The second reason is stress. Many people that feel stressed out, they shop. They feel like that is, something that sort of takes their mind off of the stresses. Some people shop for clothes. Some people may shop for food. All of these things to kind of overcome rough patches or times that are difficult for them. Item number 3, addiction. Now, some people have a legitimate shopping addiction, and it can be on more than just clothes, right? It could be cars, it could be clothes, it could be houses, it could be people, it could be food, it could be your pets, but there could be a legitimate addiction there. So if you think you have this, you really should seek some assistance to address the underlying cause of why you have this addiction, because shopping may just be the symptom of a much deeper issue that you need to get underneath. The fourth item I want to talk about, and I mentioned this in a lot of my videos, is buying wants versus needs. Some people actually confuse the two. Listen, a need is something that you actually need to take care of your four walls, I call them, right? There's housing, there's shelter, there's food, and there's transportation. Those things should be priority over everything. Everything else, you really need to take a closer look to see if it's really something you need or if it's just something you want. And there is a difference. And buying those things that you want, especially when you don't need them, can cause you to overspend. Okay, number 5 item, you love sales. You are the type of person that thinks you are saving just because something is on sale, right? Even if you don't need it. Listen, if you're buying things you don't need, it doesn't matter if they're on sale or not. You don't need 72 pillows from Bed Bath and Beyond, like ever, right? And so if you're the kind of person that sees the word sales and you instantly think you're doing something smart, you're saving money, you really should check whether or not you need that thing. So it kind of ties back to the wants versus need again. Okay, and this I hear all the time because we are adults. We say things like, "I work hard for my money, I deserve it, and I can spend it how I want." You absolutely can. If you're working hard for it, you can spend it how you want, but that doesn't mean you're spending it responsibly. So you really should take a close look at how you spend that hard-earned money and make sure that when you look back at how you spent it could be something you could be proud of. Like, nothing is worse than like talking to someone who's worked for 20, 30, 40 years, and they're much older, they're kind of getting into their golden years, and they have nothing saved
for retirement. They haven't paid off a house. They still have a lot of bills. That's a lot of years to work to not have anything to show for it. So don't use the excuse, I work hard, so I deserve it. Really think about how you're spending your money and spend it wisely. This next one is something that, it sneaks up on you, especially when you have a big family. But holidays and birthdays, right? You're the kind of person that says, I absolutely can't skip the holidays. That is not cool to not buy someone a Christmas gift or, some sort of gift, or it's their birthday, so I have to get someone a gift for their birthday. No, you don't. Most people don't even remember what you bought them for their birthday or for Christmas. I did a little test with my kids, and asked them like, I did it a couple years in a row, like, hey, what'd you get for last Christmas? They could not remember. And if I hadn't videotaped it, they still wouldn't remember to this day. I'd much rather you try to create memories for them, and you can get creative with this, right? So think about, how much money you spend on holidays and birthdays, especially if your kids are around that age where every kid that they know is having a birthday party, and every month you're going to 2 or 3 of these and you're buying $25 gifts, $30 gifts at a time. It adds up, right? This eighth one, the eighth thing I want to talk about is, we always say, hey, it's not much. It's just a few bucks that I'm spending, just a few bucks here and there. This is just a small lunch. It's $5 or $6. It's just a $4 coffee. It's just a quick spin through the drive-through to pick up some chicken nuggets from McDonald's. But in the grand scheme of things, this isn't a whole lot of money that I'm spending based on what I make. It's a small amount. Well, I will just say this and I'll move on to the next point. All of those things add up. Now, the next to the last one I want to talk about, this ninth thing, is something I really think is immature, and a lot of people really do this no matter how old we are, and we really need to check ourselves. You try to keep up the image that you think people expect you to have. So you want to keep this image of your lifestyle, even if it looks good to people on the outside, but on the inside, it has you stressed out and you're in debt, up to your eyeballs, behind those closed doors. So this is related to kind of that peer pressure, right? But if you are stressing yourself out from a money perspective, trying to keep up an image of what other people think about what you wear, where you live, and how you drive, you really need to check your maturity level. It's a very immature mindset, and you really should get out of that. And the last thing, of course, I love to bring this up, is that you don't have a budget. You will not use a budget, and therefore you don't allocate your money properly. And so when you don't allocate all of your money and tell it where to go in a budget, you end up overspending.
So that's it. That's my personal top 10 list of excuses on why we overspend. I learned something about excuses back in college, and it has stuck with me all of these years later. And it's a very short poem that says, excuses are tools of incompetence used to build monuments of nothingness. Those who use them seldom amount to anything. So I don't know if your excuse for overspending appeared on this list. Maybe you had 1 or 2 things on this list. However many you have, I think it's time for us to start getting hold of the reasons why we are overspending and taking the steps to correct that behavior. Overspending is not going to lead you anywhere positive. It's definitely going to lead you into a life of financial strife and some stress. So listen, whatever your reason, forgive yourself for anything you may have done that you feel was stupid, that you feel was immature in terms of how you handled money, whatever the case. Start taking steps today to correct the behavior. Get an accountability partner. If some of your reasons for overspending are a little bit deeper, go see someone. It's okay to talk to a counselor about some of the underlying things you feel, and the symptom may be that you are overspending. But you need to get a hold of it. You need to make sure that you are making your money work for you in the best way possible. We only have a finite time to really earn a decent amount of money while we have pretty good health. At some point you're going to want to not work for someone, or maybe just work for yourself, but you're going to want to call your own shots. You're going to want to, make decisions about how you spend your time in your life. And if you are overspending, that is working in direct contrast to that goal. So remember this, you can achieve much greater things than where you are today if you're willing to put in the work. Conceive it, believe it, and achieve it. I'll see you on the next video. I hope you enjoyed today's video and you found the information helpful. Please subscribe to the channel, like the video, drop a comment, and forward this video to some friends. Hopefully it can help them as well. We'll see you around on the next one.